Sun Tzu is often presented as a teacher of discipline, a figure associated with focus, control, and inner strength. His words are quoted in books about productivity, leadership, and self-improvement. This interpretation did not exist in ancient China. Sun Tzu did not write for individuals seeking personal mastery. He wrote for rulers managing instability. The world Sun Tzu lived in was not disordered because people lacked motivation. It was disordered because behavior was inconsistent. During the Warring States period, armies were assembled from fragmented populations. Peasants, prisoners, mercenaries, and local militias were brought together under temporary command. These soldiers did not share identity. They did not share values. They did not share loyalty. Many had no reason to fight beyond survival. In such conditions, appeals to honor were ineffective. Appeals to courage were unreliable. Appeals to discipline as a personal virtue were meaningless. Sun Tzu understood this reality clearly. Throughout the art of war, he avoids psychological exhortation. There are no speeches meant to inspire bravery, no appeals to sacrifice, no moral framing of obedience. Instead, the text repeatedly returns to structure, organization, command hierarchy, signals, rules, consequences. These are not ethical tools, they are mechanical ones. Sun Tzu treats soldiers not as individuals to be inspired, but as variables to be stabilized. When modern readers interpret his work as advice on self-discipline, they reverse its logic. Discipline for Sun Tzu is not something a person cultivates internally. It is something produced externally through conditions. His concern was never, how do we motivate soldiers? It was, how do we ensure soldiers behave the same way under pressure? This distinction matters because motivation fluctuates, emotion fluctuates, character fluctuates, but systems can be made consistent. Sun Tzu assumed that human behavior is unreliable unless constrained. That assumption shaped everything he wrote. His strategies are not built on trust in human nature. They are built on anticipation of human failure. Fear, exhaustion, confusion, and self-interest are expected, not corrected. The solution is not moral education. The solution is design. If the environment leaves no room for hesitation, hesitation disappears. If deviation is punished predictably, deviation declines. If obedience is routine, obedience requires no conviction. Sun Tzu's writing is cold because it is functional. It is unemotional because emotion interferes with predictability. This is why discipline, in his work, is never celebrated. It is assumed. And what is assumed does not need to be praised. Sun Tzu's approach to discipline begins with a fundamental premise. Behavior should not depend on intention. Intention is unstable. It collapses under fear. It dissolves under fatigue. It disappears under uncertainty. Systems exist to remove dependence on intention. In Sun Tzu's military model, correct behavior is not encouraged. It is engineered. Orders are simple and unambiguous. Signals are standardized. Command authority is absolute. A soldier does not evaluate whether an order makes sense. Evaluation introduces delay. A soldier does not question whether he feels capable. Feeling is irrelevant. A soldier acts because the system permits no alternative. Training is repetitive not to build motivation, but to eliminate decision-making. Movement becomes automatic. Response becomes reflexive. Punishment is consistent, not severe for its own sake. Its value lies in predictability. A soldier does not fear punishment emotionally. He calculates it mechanically. This calculation replaces judgment. Reward functions the same way. It is not symbolic. It is specific, immediate, and conditional. Sun Tzu's army does not rely on loyalty to the state or devotion to a cause. It relies on conditioned response. This is why Sun Tzu distrusts personal virtue. He does not deny its existence. He simply does not rely on it. Virtue cannot be standardized. Systems can. In this structure, discipline is not internalized through belief. It is imposed through repetition until resistance loses relevance. Over time, the soldier no longer chooses to obey. Obedience becomes the default state. This creates a force that is efficient, scalable, and interchangeable. Individual differences disappear at the operational level. Strong and weak soldiers move together. Motivated and unmotivated soldiers perform identically. The system does not recognize identity. It recognizes function. This efficiency produces power, but it also produces loss. Personal judgment erodes. Initiative becomes dangerous. Individual value is reduced to compliance. Sun Tzu was not blind to this cost. He simply considered it acceptable. From the perspective of the state, reliability matters more than humanity. This is why Sun Tzu's ideas were preserved, copied, and institutionalized, not because they were inspiring, but because they worked. Later dynasties did not read Sun Tzu as philosophy. They read him as administration. His logic fit seamlessly into legalist law, bureaucratic hierarchy, and centralized control. Discipline became embedded in institutions rather than individuals. What Sun Tzu designed was not self-control. It was a framework where control no longer depended on the self. This is not a recommendation. It is a historical observation. Sun Tzu did not teach people to become disciplined. He designed systems where discipline was unavoidable. And systems like that do not motivate. They do not persuade. They do not wait. They function.